Hopefully this time around I don't run out of memory. Fingers crossed. Hey guys, it's Evelina. I'm back with another video coming your way, and this video is going to be a little bit more personal and very much just from one heart to another. I guess I could put it that way. I myself do not have cancer, but my mom does. She's been battling cancer for the past 5 years, a little over 5 years, and it's definitely been a roller coaster. I searched on YouTube for videos like this and I couldn't find a single one, so I was like, why not I just make one? So that's what I'm doing, and just putting that out there that every single story is different. Every single person that is battling this disease has their own story. Everyone has their own journey, their own path. They have their own obstacles, and they all have their own life situations, or different barriers there. So this is from my personal experience, having to live every single day for the past 5 years with someone who does have cancer, stage 4 cancer at that matter, and things that I've experienced, things that I've learned from it, and what it has basically done with my life, and the facts that I think people just don't really talk about. So the first thing that, some people might not realize, I know the people who have dealt with this, they kind of already know, but people who haven't, cancer can come back. So even though you might be declared cancer-free, there's a chance that cancer could come back. Whether it would be in 6 months, in a year, or 2 years, there is always a possibility that it comes back. And it doesn't always come back. There are very blessed people who have battled cancer, never came back, and that is amazing and definitely something to be grateful for, but that is not always the case, sadly. Another thing that some people might not realize is that a lot of people who die from cancer actually die from the treatment, from the chemo. As much as it's there to help the person battle cancer, what chemotherapy does is not only kill the bad cells, the cancer cells, but it also kills the good cells, which is why a person going through chemo will have such bad side effects and whatnot, because literally it's poison in their body. This is kind of a no-brainer, but cancer really takes a toll on you. And it's not just that you or a family member or a friend could possibly die from this disease. At least that's the first stage, kind of what you go through, your mindset, but especially when you're with someone who has been battling it for years and years, even though that is still in your mind, it's more on the back burner, and the main concern is just how much it truly affects your day-to-day life. It takes a toll on you in the way that is just horrific. It's so, I can't even put it into words. If you have experienced this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it takes a toll on you, and the fact that the person going through this treatment, any kind of treatment, whether it's radiation or chemotherapy, or they decide not to take any treatment and they're just living each day and see what happens. At least from my personal experience, my mom would have steroids, and those steroids completely changed her, and not really in a good way. She was not the same person. She would lash out a lot. She would be very much moody, which you would think, well, they have cancer, a deadly disease, and obviously they might not be in the best mood. Well, it's not really that. It's actual medication it just changed them. And basically, at least for me, my mom would sometimes say very hurtful things, and I would have to remind myself that it's not her, it's the stupid, chemo or steroids or any medication or treatments that she would be taking that is just doing crazy things to her body, and she's lashing out and being almost bipolar because of that. But it's not her. And so you'd really at least I would really have to kind of make sure I always remembered that whenever she says things, she obviously doesn't mean them, and it's also not really from her or from her heart, but it's the medicine. 4 is that it changes you as a person. It completely changes your outlook on life. Not only does it remind you that it could happen to anyone, it makes you realize how truly fragile life is. There are people who battle cancer for only a few months and then they die. And then there are some people who battle it for like 10 plus years. And so, either way, it's such an emotional roller coaster. You just want to get off of it and wish that this ride would be over, but that's just not the case. I think some people don't realize is that it is a daily struggle. Waking up each day just to realize it's not a dream or some horrible nightmare, but this is reality. And waking up each day and not knowing what it has in store. And so it's almost like you're living with the life motto of hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Because as much as you want to have hope and faith that things will get better, and that, maybe one day they'll be cancer free, but you just don't know that. And that is definitely one of the hardest things, and you don't know what each day will bring, whether this will be the last day that they'll ever live, or whether they still have a whole 5 years ahead of them. You just don't know. And with the daily struggle of having to remind yourself to live each day to the fullest, and you might not know what'll happen that day, but try and keep that mindset of no matter what happens, everything's gonna be okay. Number 6 is that people just won't understand you. They just won't. And that's the reality. Unless it's someone who's been in your shoes, they will not understand. They might sympathize, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they just will not understand all the struggles you go through daily, weekly, monthly. And as much as support is obviously appreciated, and I'm not trying to downgrade, people, reaching out, that's not at all what I'm trying to do. It's just the fact that as much as they would like to help, they will never fully understand. Number 7 is that sometimes treatments won't help at all. You find out you have cancer and right away you go into the treatments. They got chemo, radiation, they did surgery, they did everything they possibly could, and then they still end up dying. And you think, but they caught it early and they did all the treatments. Sometimes they just don't work, and that is the sad truth. The 8th and last thing, as much as cancer sucks literally the life out of you, and as much as it is a struggle and something you have to fight through, with all that you have, is that it strengthens you. Having to go through such a horrific thing, whether having cancer yourself or having to witness someone, it strengthens you, because no matter what, you come out stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but even if it does kill you, that doesn't mean you lost the battle. I hate when people say that if someone dies from cancer, that they lost the battle. Those who survived, they beat cancer. But then those who die, well, they didn't quite beat cancer. No. They fought hard. Really, really hard. I don't think anyone doesn't fight hard with such a disease. And so even if someone dies from cancer, that does not make them a loser, but they are a winner because they are in a better place. And I wish people would just realize that. So these are my 8 things that I think people don't really talk about or really mention. And as much as I don't know what tomorrow will hold, I still hold on to faith and hope that things will get better. And like I said, every single person, every single path and journey is different for everyone, and each has their own story. And this is mine, and what I've had to go through, what I've had to experience, and what I'm still currently experiencing. And as of now, my mom, she's going through chemo, and her oncologist actually took her off one of them because she was just having really bad side effects from it. And I could go in so much more into detail on everything that I've gone through with my mom, but that could be a completely separate video. And if you want something like that, actually talking about my mom's story, I'll be more than happy to make a video. So just leave a comment down below letting me know. But leaving it off on a good note, it strengthens you as a person. And I really hope this gave some sort of insight on what it's like actually going through something like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly means a lot whenever somebody either clicks on the video or, you know, shows any kind of support. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you guys subscribe to stay tuned for more videos, because I will be uploading weekly. As of now, it's going to be Fridays, but going on with my schedule, I'll see if I'll need to maybe change it to another day, but my goal is to keep it up every single week. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.